The glass slid from my fingers a heartbeat before it exploded on the floor. That instant told me everything. Music throbbed through the hall. Laughter echoed beneath crystal chandeliers. My wife stood barely 3 feet away, forcing a smile, knuckles white around her clutch. Facing her was him, too close, too relaxed, too familiar. He bent toward her and murmured something in her ear. She didn't move away. My phone buzzed in my pocket. An unknown number. You seem composed for someone being replaced. I didn't bother opening it. I didn't have to. He turned his head toward me, lips curling into a grin, and stepped into my space as if it belonged to him. The room tightened. Noise vanished. All I could hear was my heartbeat, slow, controlled, obedient. Would you tell your pathetic husband you're staying with me tonight? The silence cracked like an explosion. His hand lifted casually. He tapped my cheek, almost gently. And for you, he said in a low voice. A consolation prize, my assistant. Something old stirred inside me. Not fury, awareness. My hand moved before my mind could object. Teeth scattered across polished marble. He collapsed like a thought no one needed anymore. People screamed. Someone grabbed my arm. I stepped back, breathing evenly, because that wasn't the revenge. That was a karma. They dragged him away. Blood streaked the floor. Confusion, apologies, voices from people who didn't matter. My wife stared at me as if she were seeing a stranger she had misjudged. I asked her nothing. I already knew it had begun weeks earlier. The way she shielded her phone, the sudden trips that didn't match any schedule, the way she said my name, like repetition, not affection. Love doesn't disappear, it just finds a different route. I remembered her new scent. Costly, sharp, masculine, not meant for me, that night. As she stuffed clothes into a bag with trembling hands, she said nothing. Neither did I. Silence becomes an admission when someone expects a confrontation. She walked out. I poured a drink and never raised it. My mind returned to the way he said, staying with me tonight, as though the decision had been made long before. The party, as if I were simply the final person informed. That's the true nature of betrayal. Not the act itself, but the belief that you won't notice. I didn't call her. I didn't read her messages. I hired professionals who didn't ask. Questions, phone logs, hotel invoices, corporate emails disguised as meeting invites. He was cautious. She wasn't. Patterns formed. Tuesdays, Thursdays, a downtown penthouse booked under a shell company. I had met him once before, weeks ahead of the party, during a board meeting. He spoke about trust, ethics, devotion to family. I watched. His lips shaped dishonesty like a native tongue. I ordered a DNA test as well, not because I suspected a child, but because I wanted to measure the depth of his confidence. Each day, I played my part. The calm spouse, the occupied executive untroubled inside. I was drawing a blueprint. Lies have mass. Stack enough of them and they collapse. I waited. The envelope arrived on a Wednesday. I opened it alone. Verified. Recorded. Time-stamped. His assistant wasn't his assistant. She was his wife. Married. 2 children. Private schools. And my wife one among many. I invited him for coffee, a public place. Neutral territory. He smiled as if we were peers. I slid the folder across the table. He opened it. Closed it. Opened it again. The color drained from his face. You knew. He breathed. I gave a single nod. That punched, he asked. I leaned back. That was for the audience. I didn't threaten him. I sent emails instead to his board, his spouse. His investors' attachments included, undeniable and complete. By morning, his name was everywhere. By afternoon, he had no job. By evening, no marriage. My wife tried calling, then sobbing, then apologizing. I blocked her before she finished the first sentence. Revenge isn't about suffering. It's about erasure. I stripped away everything he believed was protected and let it fail under daylight. Weeks later, I stood inside the same house, silent, hollow, no echoes, no memories reaching back. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt exact. Betrayal leaves you with a lesson. Not everyone is worthy of your response. Some only deserve to lose access to you. I shut off the lights and left without turning around.